Welcome everyone, welcome to a brand new Let's Play. Today we're going to be playing The Forgotten City. So this is a standalone game for a mod that came out ages ago for Skyrim, of all things. And the one in Skyrim, I didn't mind it. It was very unique, don't get me wrong, for Skyrim. I think it will definitely work better as a standalone game than a mod for Skyrim. It was still very cool in Skyrim. But there were a couple of like fiddly things that are core to Skyrim that made it just a bit weird. But in terms of the actual mod itself and like the setting and the idea, the concept, amazing. Loved it. So when they released a standalone game, I was like, I wasn't as big of a fan of the mod. But it's Christmas, I've got a little bit of time and a little bit of money spare. Figured I'd pick it up and have a look. I've heard that it's very different to the mod, especially like the endings and everything. Very, very different, but also very similar, so I kind of think I know how it's going to end. But I guess maybe it has changed a lot. I don't know, we'll have to find out. I have seen like little bits of it, and it looks really crisp and clean and like well put together as a standalone experience. Oh, hello.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change.
You can see that they got... You can see they still have that
Tell me who you
inspiration
are?
from Skyrim, right? It's like the same thing. Like the whole zoom in on the face. We're male. Ooh, that's fun that it's actually changing the skin tone as you can see it. That's pretty cool. White as white can be. We are obviously the Aussie Nerd.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's
Not
the
a
last
clue.
thing you remember?
Oh. Social actions. Years of studying history give you occasional insights into the ancient world. It's a covert mission. You have a military-issued firearm, but only 10 bullets. You have to use them judiciously, since there's no way to get more. Interesting. So on the run from the law, your time on the run from authorities has made you quick on your feet, and you're 25% faster when sprinting. Or I barely remember anything. Your recent head trauma has increased your pain threshold, making you 50% harder to take down. Ooh. Well, these two I feel like well, I guess that's a combat-y thing as well. So, like, these three are all combat-ish stuff. I'm relatively confident we'll be okay at combat, so maybe we go for the archaeologist. Searching for ancient ruins.
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Rowan,
Oh,
I think.
how
I
convenient.
need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me.
Are you
He
deaf?
went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured.
So this is
Worse.
similar to
I
how the
would've gone in
mod
after
started.
him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him. So I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting.
Right,
I
so I
need-
won't... If you
what
haven't
I
played
need
the
is-
Skyrim
I
mod, I
was
won't
hoping
spoil too much
you
stuff for you
wouldn't
about how
mind going
this
in there to find
starts.
him. If you can
But
do
if you've
that,
seen any...
I can get both of you back to civilization in my
If you've
boat.
seen any,
Please?
like, I guess, information about this game, you probably already know kind of like the twist. Sure, mind if I ask some
Oh,
questions first?
Of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. I just...
Looks
you
really
mean?
good, though. Loving it. What's your story?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
Not really. You're not even going to tell me your name?
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
I'd really like to know, especially if I'm going to be helping you. Well, why don't you want to tell me?
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey. It's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Okay. Well, his Karamese really ruined that name, huh? Wow. Wow, topical. They really put that in. Ugh, that's a bit off. Thank you for saving my life, Karen.
You're welcome. Always happy to
Ugh,
help.
that
Was
feels
there anything else you wanted
dirty,
to
just
ask?
having that, like, oh yes, the Karen memes. Oh, that's topical. Who's Al?
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other.
How long has this been going on?
But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing.
Who are you?
In
You
any
pushing
case,
people in the
you'll like
river?
him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
Okay, where are
You
we?
really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
Ah. Well, can you tell me about the ruins?
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
You're really pushing me for this. Have you tried calling for help?
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
Is that what it's like along the river Tiber?
Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
I don't think so. Alright, I'm in.
Thank you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Oh, flashlight. Okay. Flashlights are good. Yeah, is that what it's like on the River Tiber? I feel like there would be civilization all along the Tiber. This is very Skyrim though, right? This doesn't look very Italian.
Hurry.
Especially not where Rome is. I guess they're Roman ruins. It doesn't mean they're, like, doesn't mean we're at Rome. Could be anywhere. But I thought the Tiber wouldn't go through any, like, pine tree forest, would it? Again, that's a very Skyrim thing. Oh, anyway. Okay. Can I flashlight? L for light. F for flashlight. Shift sprint. Oh, look at that. I mean, that's just a static texture, clearly, but... Oh, that's still very, very good looking, though. This game looks really good. It basically is just sort of Skyrim Plus. I think this is built in Unreal Engine. Correct me if I'm wrong. Admittedly, I haven't been following too much of, like, the development of this. Okay, we can jump. Bit of a holdover from the Skyrim thing. Backpack. Backpack full of worn hiking clothes and empty food packets. Nothing valuable here, but still. Seems strange that Al left it behind. Okay. Sure. Al's note.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground.
It's a bit weird, but
Its
sure.
existence is long forgotten. All knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the
Whoop.
city."
Okay, this is very much how the Skyrim mod started, so that's why I was kind of staying around the edges, because I knew that would happen.
Step forth and be judged. The virtuous
I like the
shall be rewarded with eternal
weird
life
statues
in
in the corner.
paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place. Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds?
Okay.
It seems there's only one way to find out.
Someone else hear that on the
If
wall?
I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation
Feels bad.
or a warning. Alworth.
Alworth. Interesting. Young Roman woman in a pose of lamentation. Archaeologist insight. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. Okay. This is very similar. Roman gladiator mid-stride? What could have made the gladiator flee? Is that the statues making that noise? Oh, they're turning to look at me. That's what it is. Ah. Oh, it's getting real Weeping Angel vibes from Doctor Who there. That's making me very uncomfortable. Alright. Stop it. Don't you move. Wait. No, you bastard. Okay. Does this one do it as well? No, you're stuck that way. Well, these are ruins, alright. Oh, it's got a quick save and quick load. Nice. Stop it. The pair of you. Everyone stop looking at me. Roman military commander attempt to scramble away from something. How quick is our quick save? Oh, very quick. Love it. Oh, whoops. Knocked him over a little bit. My bad. Are you watching me? Oh, that one's not. Ah. Okay, I wasn't close enough to it. They only watch me if I'm like right there. Their vision is very short. Oh, that is making me really uncomfortable though. Just that noise now has like got me. If they started following me, I'd be very concerned. Okay. You're looking at something. Praying for help that never came. Now I'd say she's looking at something. No idea though. Oh, hang on. Aha, there's our flashlight. Nice. Oh, alright. Person hanged, but in gold.
Whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, she'll suffer the same fate I did.
Is this supposed to be Al?
I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back.
No, it wouldn't be a game
options.
here if there was no way
Death.
back.
Or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning.
Well,
Don't make the
Al's
same
dead.
mistake.
We can go home now.
Better to end it all now. And find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
No, but Al, you're not even a main character. We can solve it. Golden statue of an old man wearing modern clothing. This must be Al. How is that possible? Well, he did say there was a doorway to the past. You know what that means. Time travel. Howdy. Can I knock you over? I can. Bonk. Stop whispering to me, demons. I'm going this way anyway. You don't have to whisper. Yes, thank you. Again, you don't need to whisper. You don't have to whisper to me. Well, in we go. Because that's what normal people do. You just jump in a weird portal. I'm giving this game a hard time, but I did enjoy the mod. It was just kind of weird for Skyrim, right? But for a standalone game, I bet you it's amazing. Yeah, it's already pretty similar to the Skyrim intro. Oh. Great. Circular portal and 2 women? Huh. Oh. I can't go anywhere.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
Shrine of Proserpina.
Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? Oh,
I am not.
I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you, and what were you doing in the shrine?
Wait, are you speaking English?
What? I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange.
Interesting.
And you've just done it again. You're a sly one, aren't you? One more time. Who are you, and what were you doing in that shrine?
I'm the Aussie Nerd and I just got lost.
Oh, is that right? Well, just make sure you don't get lost in any other sacred places you're not supposed to be.
Yeah, fair
Can't
enough.
have you disrespecting the gods by accident, can we now? But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost. And
Confused when they get
more ways
here?
than
In what
one.
way?
So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
Okay. Your laws.
Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But
Right,
our
it's
magistrate
death. Gotcha.
insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
Either way.
When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now.
Oh, that's cool. Oh my god, I can just press one button to follow. That
Only
is so
23 of us
convenient.
at the moment. If you
I'm
count
into
the
it.
three who are
You've already
missing.
sold me,
No
developers.
idea how,
I'm in.
since nobody
You
knows
son
the
of a
way out.
bitch, I'm in.
But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in. if
Look,
you're
I
not
can just
careful.
look around.
Aren't
This
you
is
going
so
to
good.
introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Hello
Keep it
there.
in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer.
Oh.
Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Okay.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her if I were you. She's, it's not my place to say.
Okay.
Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh.
Hello.
One usually gets a chuckle.
The
Ah.
bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Okay.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just
Okay.
been in a bad place.
Bit weird.
since- Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her.
Mm.
Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the
Is that
market
saying there is a
or get
weapon at
yourself
the bottom of the
patched up in
chasm?
Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine
Perhaps?
of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this
Arrived from
central
where?
plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Hilarious. You're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings,
Okay.
citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
Sure. Alright, lead the way.
The only thing you really need to understand right now is
Ah,
the golden
perfect.
rule.
I hope that is just a thing that keeps
Let me
going.
see if I can explain it this way.
Every time I have to follow someone, just
When
hit
I was
E.
serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds.
Okay.
They just divided us into groups of 10. Made us draw straws.
Right.
Whoever drew the
A
short
decimation.
straw had to be
A classic.
executed by the other nine.
Not actually that common of a Roman
wouldn't
punishment,
do
from what I
anything.
understand.
One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation.
Yeah, there you go.
If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the golden rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate
Okay.
can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
Sure.
Another one fresh out of the baths, I take it.
Not quite. Can I talk to you? I can.
I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
What do you think about the
You
golden
know,
rule?
some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing god who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent god would let my sister go missing on his or her watch?
Oh? Fair question.
Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought.
I guess bad-mouthing the gods. Yeah, that's right. Well, at least we know blasphemy doesn't break the golden rule.
I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job.
Good to know.
Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to
Oh, so you're the
behave.
daughter of the magistrate. So we'll find out sooner or later.
I suppose we will.
Probably sooner rather than later. Do you know a way out of here?
What is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and I must know a way out too. Is that it?
So I take it
Well,
your
that's
sister is
just a
Karen.
stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers
I
would
take
just
it that's Karen.
leave me alone.
Can I help?
I don't know. Can you? Can you tell
She
me
does
how
kinda
a person
resemble
could have
her.
disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the harpies?
When did you last see her?
It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy. In love. We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, she was gone. That's it.
She was seeing
I
someone?
think so, yes. But she was very careful
Maybe it was
about
Al.
keeping his identity a secret, even from me.
Why is that?
Because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor about her attachment to some mystery man might have ruined those plans.
Okay. It's possible her lover was involved.
I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience.
Maybe your
All
father
I know
found out
is
and made her disappear.
Whoever he is, he's still here in the city.
Okay. Sentius, Scintilla. Why are your names all so similar?
You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market.
Pretty much, yeah.
His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest. And my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she is affectionately known as Scintilla.
Okay. You look surprisingly relaxed about your sister's disappearance.
Why? Because I'm on this couch and not pacing about the villa, wasting energy. I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance.
Well, not until you just said that. I think you know something you're not telling me.
Ugh, you're awful. Get out of my villa and never speak to me again.
Okay, messed that one up.
Do I need to ask Horatius to escort you out of here? Get out, you horrid barbarian!
Okay, so you're not interested in talking to me anymore. That might be a problem. Okay, we don't want to steal anything just yet. No, from Scintilla. Summary, Scintilla expresses gratitude to Sentius for adopting her. Scintilla to Sentius, may Jupiter Optimus Maximus continue to protect and guide you. Thank you for making me your daughter and for lovely birthday pendant. I'm somewhere at always. I feel so safe and fortunate to have you as my father and Sentia as my sister. Since you've been feeling apprehensive about the election next month, you can just show them the strong and dependable man I know you to be, you'll be re-elected, I'm sure of it. Interesting. So, she's not actually biological. Makes it even more likely that she's Karen, I guess. Magistrate Sentius.
We're
You wanted to speak to me.
alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
I'm TheOzzieNerd.
A curious name. To match a curious...
Should just call myself like Sentius.
But I digress. I see you have
I'm
the
Sentius.
placing and
A curious
astute
name.
eyes of a man of great learning. We're always
Sure.
happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now,
I take it she
you'll
likes
probably be
horses?
wondering why I summoned you, and
Equus?
I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago.
Okay. It's beautiful.
Indeed, more importantly, consider the
Can I look around?
miraculous
No.
community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
There's no such thing. Can't say I
Nor
have.
could I until I came here.
Just means that the people are
reason
getting
for this-
smarter.
This miracle is as simple as it is terrifying.
The golden
If
rule.
even
Ah.
one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one."
You don't think you're just reading too much into that?
The law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment, like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning
Which
us
explains the
all
statues.
to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's
Because Medusa turn you to
extraordinary
stone,
we've
Midas
survived
turn
as
you
long
to
as we
gold,
have,
so turn you into a
and
gold
each day
statue.
I grow
It's
more
kind of just
and
the
more
curse of like
afraid
Midas, I guess.
Our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here.
Oh?
All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
What counts as a sin here?
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong?
I take it you guys are just
Of course,
erring on the side of
everyone agrees
caution?
on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder.
Right?
But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide?
Well, your sister seems...
As
Well, your
magistrate,
sister,
I
your
had
daughter
to
doesn't seem to
exercise
care about one of
leadership,
them.
And so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
Right. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. What is legal isn't always moral, and many of your laws and customs are considered barbaric where I'm from.
Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800
It's true.
years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers.
Yeah, what about after
We have
Rome, though?
comprehensive laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving, they are given food rations.
Yes and no.
When they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
No, not the civilization yet. Don't you persecute Christians?
You mean the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome last year? It's hard to blame the people for being angry about that.
Fair enough. Don't you practice collective punishment?
Are you talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly unite all these warring tribes without a disciplined, formidable legion.
Yeah, well, you just have an excuse for everything, don't you? Don't women have fewer rights than men?
Of course. But with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
Don't Well, that one, nah. Don't your laws allow slave ownership?
Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
Right. My mistake.
I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
Okay. What do you mean when you said Proserpina sent me?
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal.
Oh, unless that's Karen,
It's said
I guess.
to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back.
Wow, that's oddly specific.
And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
I do not. You're right, I'm from 2,000 years in the future.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please, tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of this city?
You'd all been turned into golden statues.
I have imagined it. Our downfall 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
Yeah, but... You know... Maybe it happens in 1,000 years, you don't
All
know.
I can tell you is that it's
How's
a
a ritual work?
sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across
A ritual
instructions.
sacrifice,
I
you
have to
say.
recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases...
Or
a live
like an
animal.
adopted daughter.
In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual.
Right.
I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
I did see human remains in the temple.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
I'll do my best.
I suppose that's all I can ask for.
The fact that he knows it's going to happen, he's still going to do it, is pretty baller, to be honest. Why can't you investigate?
Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal.
Right,
As
if you
for
do it, it's a
me,
witch hunt.
Well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election.
Yeah, exactly.
The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Fair enough. Do you have any suspects?
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
Fair enough. Do you think it could be related to Centilla's disappearance?
Ah, so you know about that already. It's a devastating loss, of course, but that was over 3 weeks ago, and whatever happened to her, it didn't break the golden rule, so I don't think it's connected with our imminent demise.
Right, but it is weird.
If you happen to find her and return her to me, I would be eternally grateful.
Okay. How do I know you're not the person responsible?
Me? Why would you suspect me? I've just told you, I'm about to sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance. What reason could you possibly have to suspect me, of all people?
Yeah, fair point.
I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to
That's a
happen.
fair point. Fair enough. If I do this, will you help me get back to my own
If I
time?
understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the golden rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox.
Yes,
If
but
this occurs,
what if something
you
else
should be
just breaks the
flung back
golden
to your
rule
own
later?
time, having changed the past for all of us.
I would just still be here, just later on in the timeline. Sure, why not? That's all the questions I had.
Good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the golden rule?
Alright, I'm in.
Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
Right. Alright, I'll get started.
Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
I'll get right on it. Okay, so Lucretia. Create time paradox. Tell scientists you suspect censure. That seems like a shit idea. I imagine if I accuse someone, they'll probably get like executed or something. Which makes sense. Right, so I'm headed the Shrine of Apollo, which is over here. How we doing, sir?
What were you two talking about?
Sorry, what?
Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady little chat with old man Sentius up on his balcony. What's he offering you? Money? Favours? What's your vote worth to him?
What's it worth to you?
The spit of a fauna career. We've lined up all the votes we need already. Mark my words, Malleolus is going to be magistrate by the end of the day. And if I tell him you've sided with that feeble old has-been, that you've been trying to undermine his hard-won victory, you'll have picked the wrong patron. Got it?
Right, well, I think I already have a suspicion. I wasn't thinking of interfering, but now I am.
Oh, you just made a big mistake. Malleolus is going to hear all about this, and he'll make you suffer the tortures of Tartarus while you're still alive.
Alright, good luck with that.
Sturcum
Graffiti translate. Sentius and Malleolus, same excrement, different smell. Yeah. Yeah, seems accurate. Okay. Oh, okay,
The
cool.
best behavior, I trust.
Majestic.
Who is this?
A new face, Ave, and may Vesta watch over you.
Ah,
I am
Equitio.
Equitio. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
I'm quite sure it's the work of the gods, which is strange because they've never been particularly concerned with our misdeeds, as long as we've kept the peace of the gods. We asked for blessings, for good health, bountiful harvest, military victory, and in return, we offer praise, wine, incense, or animals.
Right.
But here, it seems they require much more of us.
It does seem that way, doesn't
I'm
it?
reminded of an especially pertinent tale from our great poet Ovid in his epic Metamorphoses. Would you like to hear it? It is rather long.
Is there a short
I
version?
suppose so. Jupiter and Mercury put a town to the test by disguising themselves as vagrants and asking for shelter there. Everyone turned them away and failed that test, except for an old couple named Baucis and Philemon, and so the gods gave them time to escape and granted them a wish.
Okay.
And then wiped that town off the map. Some say the moral of that story is that we must all honor the sacred rituals of guest friendship, the reciprocal obligations owed between hosts and guests. But
Okay.
I like to think it's that we should always show compassion for those less fortunate than ourselves.
Or perhaps gods might kill you at any moment for failing their test, and they don't even have to tell you what the rules are. I
I'm
agree.
pleased to hear it.
What's the status of the
It
election?
must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malleolus, the challenger. Why do you ask?
Who's allowed to
All of
vote?
the male citizens who are willing and able to attend, unless they're running, of course.
Okay, the women can't vote?
That's just the way it's always been, I'm afraid. It never sat right with me, either. There are some women who can vote, Vestal priestesses like myself, but in this case, given my role overseeing the election, I've decided to abstain. I can't allow the perception that I'm being anything but
Okay.
fair and independent, but if
That's
it's
fine.
any consolation, there are other ways to influence the outcome of an election.
Such as?
Using whatever gifts the gods gave you. Nothing untoward, of course.
Can I nominate another
You
candidate?
can, assuming they're eligible and willing to accept the nomination.
Can we start the election
As
now?
I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk, but I suppose I could hold it sooner, if there's a good reason.
Never
As you
mind.
wish.
I don't want to hold it sooner just yet.
Certainly.
What's your story?
Oh
Deep
my.
breath.
I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose
Kind
it's
of.
quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?"
Fair enough. Sorry, what should I have done?
The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
How did you end up here?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here?
A young woman named Karen dragged me out of a river unconscious and sent me in here.
Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you.
Not really. Carries negative connotations where I'm from, I guess.
Why is that?
Because of the memes. You know what? Never
As you
mind.
wish, but I wonder if... No,
What were you going to say?
I apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking.
What about
Have
Karen?
you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns.
Okay. You're being a bit coy.
I know. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
To Livia? What happened to Livia?
Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair. She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then, about a month ago, she suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering to herself.
Sounds like
Galerius and
Livia
I
knows
visited
something.
her to see how we could help. But she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the golden rule was too much for her. But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her. I just don't want to see that happen to you. So be careful, will you?
Okay, I'll be careful.
Now, go and follow the thread of truth through this labyrinth, and come back to me if you discover any patterns.
I'll see what I can do. I'll be going
Come
now.
back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
Will do. Alright, well, I'm going to leave this episode here. So guys, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to see more content from me, the Aussie Nerd, feel free to subscribe to my channel and check out the other videos on there. If you think any friends of mine enjoy my content, make sure you share a video or two with them. Really appreciate it. And finally, if you want to leave any hints, tips, tricks, feedback of the videos, or you just want to say hi, make sure you do so in the comment section down below so I can see it. I'll see all of you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.